I don't know if it's going to be brief. I've got a lot of things in my head. Whether they come out or not, we'll see. First, I think Dad would, well, he would be surprised that this many people showed up. So I got to thank everybody for showing up today and helping us send him off. I think Steve asked him when Mom passed 2 years ago, how many people do you think is going to show up? And he said maybe 30. Yeah. And well, our family's probably 60. So so seeing this amount of people, he would be tickled to death. I got some thank yous to do first. Reverend Andy, thank you for coming today. I know when Mom passed, he liked what happened, what we did for him, or for my mom 2 years ago. So thank you for coming and doing this again. Everybody over the last week since Sunday has been meeting up here, and actually that was helped us all, I think. Just having family, it was memories, pictures. It was certainly the other night we went through some pictures and saw stuff for 50 years. It was pretty incredible. I'm not sure if Bent took care of Skype, but if not, I think we're.
But everybody, we got Krista and Alf and Mariana and Jesper here watching.
Okay, well, so a little bit is going to Denmark, and thanks for doing that. If not, I think we're taping it, so we'll send that to Sweden. We'll send it home to everybody else. We forgot to do that last time, so I think thanks Ben for taking care of that. Everybody that's present today, thank you for coming, taking time out to come here and help us send him off. Dad's lived here since, I believe, 71. So he's met some great neighbors. He's had great neighbors ever since we moved here. So thank you for showing up as well. The camping group that you mentioned, Reverend Andy, they enjoyed that immensely. So, and I've seen some of them here today, so thank you for showing up. Family, I don't know what to say about that. Just, you're always there for him. Thank you for showing up. Just for being here for a celebration of life, which is what it was. As Pastor Andy said, they had a great time wherever they went. It didn't matter. If it was raining, they would have a good time. The stories that I heard from way back when, if it didn't go the way they were supposed to go, they made fun of it afterwards. It just became a good time, became a good story later in life. But we're also celebrating Mom today because as we were talking, Steve and I were talking over the week, you didn't have one without the other. So we're sending them both off today. I did talk to my older brother, over the week, and he's sad that he couldn't be here today, but he was here a year ago, and I think they both knew what was happening, and they said their goodbyes. Dad had made a point of it to call home to Denmark and Sweden, and he was so proud that he had talked to all the brothers and sisters, and on Mom's side and his side, and he did that over Christmas. I don't know whether he was planning something, but in retrospect, I think that's what was going on. So he said all his goodbyes, and I think he was ready to go. But going back, the adventures that Mom and Dad started, well, this past December 27th was Mom and Dad's 60th anniversary. So obviously they started prior to that, but so about 60 years, at least from what I understand. that's when their adventure started, because their life pretty much was an adventure. Again, the stories that I hear, they're always great to listen to. But even in Denmark, they had adventures of going camping, which was a big part of their lives. But they were always focused on something. There was something had to go on, whether it was building rooms, buying motorhomes, traveling, whatever it was. They had a goal, and once they got to that goal, they was on to the next one. We thought when they put when Chris and Dad put the room addition on, oh, okay, we're set for life. Now, a couple years later, let's build over the hill. My God, what are you thinking, Dad? But he had to have something, and I think I got that, but I just never finished things. He did, so. In 1967, one of his plans, or one of Mom and Dad's plans, were we were taking a trip to Italy. And it was great. It was 2 weeks in traveling down south. We came back. I don't know if Chris, it was before or after we came home, that Chris was home. And I don't know what you told Dad, but 6 months later, we were on our way to the United States. So thanks for that, Chris. And I got to say thank you to Peter for settling in San Diego, because God knows we would be in Minnesota today. So he picked a good spot. And so this was, like I said, 6 months later we were here. Dad wasn't too happy the first couple of years, but the boss said we're staying. And then Mom put her foot down. We're not going back home. And basically, what got Dad to enjoy life here was a job he got. He was at a dairy first. Now, I'm not sure that he enjoyed that too much, because he was born on a farm, so he didn't want to go back doing that. But he got a job in construction. And it was, I believe it was Nielsen Construction at the time, with Wally Nielsen. And I remember the parties at this house were very loud. And I think it was because of Wally. Anyway, that became Dad's second family, which is now T&M Construction, or was T&M Construction. So Tom and Marianne, he just enjoyed working there. He enjoyed the people. Like I said, it became a second family to him. And we all thank you for that. Like I said, he was always planning something. He couldn't sit still. And as Pastor Andy said, we had a tent in Denmark, which was fun. But there was all these camping wagons next to us when we were camping. And, oh, man. I saw it in his eyes. In retrospect, I can kind of figure it out. Oh, man, I want to get one of those. And when we came here and he settled in after a couple of years, we would go camping, and Dad had a old truck, Ford truck, and he put this small little camper shell in it. I mean, you couldn't sit up in it. But he put a mattress in the back. So that was his first camping wagon. And then he got onto the Pace Arrow. And it was, at that time was gigantic. In retrospect, looking back at it, it was pretty small. But I think that was the only camper that I got to drive. Because the two he had after that, it was off limits. There was no borrowing, no. So we kind of figured out, yeah, don't even ask. But as I said, there was always something coming down the pike. So he got the Dolphin motorhome, and I could see him. He was talking about when he'd go camping out at Pio Pico or wherever, and he'd always see some other big, I don't know what they call them, diesel pushers, and I could just see it in his mind. That's the next goal. And Mom put the kibosh on that. He said, no more. You're done. Well, Santa Greta, you might be driving around in some $250,000 motorhome or something. I don't know. But she put the Nixon on that. Um, in all his life, family was always big. Not only because he came from a big family and Mom came from a big family. I believe there was 9 brothers and sisters on Dad's side, and I think I always just count 15 or 16 on Mom's side. But he knew them all, and he enjoyed, especially when they came over here. It was always a huge talking point 6 months before they came, and the time went by too quickly when they were here. We had some relatives come over in November, and I know he talked about that. And Kristen Alf and Nils Peter and Edda and Emily, thank you for coming over. Meant so much to them. Carson came 2 years ago, or no, a year ago, and like I said, they both knew what was happening. So they said their goodbyes, and he's always talked about that ever since. The family here in the States, 2 brothers, Peter and Chris. I got a story, I think it was at Peter's golden anniversary, and somebody stood up and said, and mentioned the Danish mafia. And I thought that was the funniest thing ever. It didn't really hit home till Christmas, this past Christmas. So I thought there might be something to this mafia thing. And I'll tell you why. Dad, for Christmas, he didn't go out and buy stuff. He just went to the bank, got some money, put it in an envelope, you take care of it. And so we all got a $100 bill, which was great. Bobby took hers to the bank, and they took it back from her. Why? Counterfeit. So Steve, when we start going through the house, it may be up in the attic, but there's a print somewhere. So, oh geez. But I'm Chris, Peter, and Agata. You're the head of the mafia family. So did you guys have anything to do with this? You never told me anything about that. Anyways, so he has 2 brothers here in town, and then he has a sister, Anagata, up in Washington. And they meant the world to him. And thank you again for all the things that you've done for our family. Grandchildren. He has 3 in Denmark, but he has 5 here in town. And I know they both meant a lot. All 8 of them meant a lot to both Mom and Dad. I was blessed with 2 great parents. Not only for what they've done for me in my lifetime, but the role model that they have been to my kids. That I can never replace that. I want to say goodbye, but I'd rather say just be ceased. Thank you.